duking it out and neither of them being able to kill each other, and they didn't die until the third party comes through. That's the key piece of information, though, is finding those third parties onto those Z-pings, because they do stall the fights out. Right. And that's a very... Everybody here can only play the same hero twice a single time, right? And as meta as Z-ping is, we've seen today that Feria is even more meta. So likely these players are only going to be playing the Z-ping one time so that they hold that Feria pick open twice. Most of our MVPs of Chens come through. That's why you've seen so many Mataris come through as well from a lot of these players. So because they're forced to play some of these other heroes because of this new hero selection rule in solos that started up during midway of season 2. Kai Bao here coming in with a massive parry onto Ali. Follows it up, by the way. I want to talk about the little...
He doesn't have a weapon.
There. He doesn't, but he's using those charged right clicks. Oh, another parry! Ali should have stuck to the fists. You can't parry the fists. He picks up a weapon and Kai Bao immediately hits him with the back-to-back parry and says, you should have held on to the fist, bucko, because I'm the king of parries, apparently. Feng coming in here, trying to find something, does find the charged left click with the dagger into the uppercut. Kai Bao going to use that F to escape from the combo, though. GD's Mur on the receiving end of some pain here from Jin. Jin gonna find the double tap shift into the elbow and is able to pick up the elimination onto GD's Mur. And the pain is already coming as 2 eliminations straight out of the gate. Looks like it's going to be 3 here as T225 looks to lock in on Shenwan here, who's very, very low. Shenwan also going to find themselves into Zhang Yu. No place to go. Zhang Yu picks up the 3rd elimination of our match 4.
Absolutely insane, strong start coming into these games so far, and it looks really nice here as One Fang sadly doesn't have any eliminations, but leading the pack with 26.6. Fang getting Zhang Yu getting an elimination, and Kai Bao. Same with Xxin. So strong start for these 3, especially Kai Bao and Xxin, that is down in the bottom top 10. So they're going to need to try to make some momentum happen. They need to start figuring out some other stuff here as they're able to work towards it. The King able to put in some decent amount of damage here onto Jin, as Jin is going to be able to force the back off here, trying to separate, but sadly King will be able to push in forward here, trying to get those shots in. Ooh, that would have been a massive elimination if he was able to claim it here. Jin able to get a nice blue shield swap here. Big advantage here. So that way he can go right for the fight and doesn't have to force it, as it looks like the King is going to be able to find the combos. But Jin is able to hit a beautiful, beautiful parry onto the King. Jin trying to hold on, but the King is not letting him go without a fight. He's not making it easy to get the full finish here. Beautiful hits on each side here as he pops the Q. And it looks like he still is going to finish him before the ulti can land. Wow. Jin trying to hold it together here. And that is big for him. Being at the very bottom of the leaderboard, that is a massive confidence booster to get the first 11. He needed that, as Xxin is able to claim his 2nd elimination and slowly getting himself further and further away from the top 10 overall with this game here in game number 4.
We're going to see here now T's Railgun, who struggled to find those early eliminations, coming in here trying to be aggressive, but so many players nearby. It's going to be very tough for Railgun to find anything here. Ego going to catch the uppercut combo off of the Nunchucks. Railgun with no armor here, but 2% away from their ult. Railgun is going to find that ultimate here and is likely going to be forced to pop it. There it is, as these musket shots come out and absolutely drain his HP. He's going to be forced into the armor swap here, and this is not a great armor swap for him, as the purple armor into white. Looks like he's going to try to go back in. He is going to pick up the purple armor. Unfortunately, he gets caught on terrain. He's only got 28% of the ult. He's going to end the ult early here, and I don't know if this is the call, as everybody else still sees him here with those muskets. They were able to drain his armor and HP away from him, and now he doesn't have the option to just run away and ignore those range shots. He's put himself in quite the precarious situation. G225 here looking for a little bit of a reset. They were able to drop their ult pillar down, not quite able to follow it up. Rexy goes topside, looking for the reset of their own, and sure enough, we pop back to Railgun. That armor all the way shredded off here, and just a little bit of HP left, and this is what I was talking about. Might have prematurely ended that ultimate. Now able to get inside because of the 3rd and 4th parties trying to keep these players from picking up the elimination. Railgun is able to successfully find a reset here, falls off the inside though and misses one of those pots, will get the full reset as the rest of these players continue to focus each other. Railgun now going to turn his attention into this fight. Fang turning on to Jteam.Xxin as well as JL's ego. Fang going to go top side here with the bubble pop, looking for an opening here, swapping back and forth. Fang with that gray pistol. I swear, gray dagger. If I see him with that gray dagger again, I'm gonna lose my mind, Dobby.
Still a whole lot happening though within these games, and they're still able to make it happen here as Rexy, it looks like he's gonna pop his ulti here, and it looks like they also will pop theirs as well, as we're back at it again. I don't necessarily know what it's like between two mechs fighting it out, but looks like we're gonna find this out here as he does end up getting the nice plan, gets massive hits onto Rexy here, as Rexy's gonna try to separate as fast and as far as possible here. G225 trying to get some momentum here, hitting him with everything that he has here, as he looks like he's spawning out the poison here, trying to see if he can create any form of damage, trying to see if he can get any more hits, but the heals is helping Rexy at least to be able to escape. Didn't get an insane amount of damage though. He got it onto the mech at least, but now back at it again. T225 with the staff trying to hold it together here. Rexy putting in massive damage with the dagger. Dagger holding on. Beautiful hits on each side. Rexy is going to be able to absolutely claw out T25 for all of his shield. Now it's time for the chase as Rexy is going to continue to push in here, making it a lot harder here. The spear right clicks, trying to hold it and make that momentum so much faster without actually using any more of their energy that they really need to, as Rexy trying not to get caught all throughout these trees here, and he misses the grapple. Could be a big opportunity for T225 to be able to separate and get away here. Every grapple counts here, and it looks like T225 has the chance, as it looks like he's gonna be able to go back towards it, gets the full shield, goes back for the reset, and we're back in it for another fight. As Rexy is gonna get hit, he's gonna be able to go back towards it with the shield. And now we're going to be able to see what happens. But let's go back here over here with Jin and Wang Liang currently fighting this out here, as he has the Tark all. He's going to hit the and immediately start to dip out as fast as possible here. And it looks like he doesn't use the full extent of his ulti here, but Wang Liang is going to be able to get some separation here, but it looks like he's going to meet Ali here in a second. Oh no, actually, the circle is right there. The question is he going to be able to do it? It's Mirror. Looks like he's going to be able to dip out. Oh! Ooh, wait. I'm sorry. Wait. Mir just got hit by a bow as she teleports away at a beautiful moment, but it's the worst timing for her because she lands and immediately gets hit in the back. Meanwhile, Ali, trying to hold on as long as possible, is able to force the Terracotta Warrior ulti to come out, forcing Trailgun to try to dip out and maybe run as best as possible here, trying to separate, but he's hitting massive damage onto the ulti of Tarka G here. But with that ulti, Sorel is making it very, very hard for Ali to get a clear shot. Obviously, with this, it obviously derails the time. 35 seconds left on the clock here. Dangerously low, still gets a massive hit onto him, and he only needs a couple more here. Beautiful hits on each side as Ali sadly has to go and demonkify all the way towards it though, as S-Rail claims the elimination onto Ali and shuts it down to get his reward for the Realm of Yang.
Hey, look, Ali here, man, absolutely plays that a little poorly there. The dagger's gonna let those blue charges come out so much faster than those dual blades. He should have just parried in that situation. Instead of trying to force the clank off of the blues, he ends up getting hit with the dagger first and goes down to it, man. Very interesting decision making coming from Ali, especially because he flips that fight on its head by using Yueshan inside of the Realm of Yang to just kind of counter Tarka, because typically what happens in that fight outside of the Realm of the Yang, the Tarka just pops ult and runs, right? He comes back fully reset after the Yueshan runs out of it, because the Yueshan has much slower movement while in that ultimate. It's so hard for him to just chase a Tarka down. But inside the Realm of Yang, the target doesn't have that option, and Yueshan actually is able to come back and get him super low, but he scuffs it as he comes out of the ult and finds himself in a much unfavorable situation, trying to go head to head with the blue charge into the dagger, and gets obliterated for it. As we turn now to TK's Ali here, I can't tell if he has the Yang depletion or not. I got caught out with this last time. They showed me this view, and it didn't show if they still had Yang depletion or not. Coming in here is able to find a little bit of something there, but then gets carried by OC Zhang Yu, but Zhang Yu not able to capitalize on it because he falls off the building. Ali forced to swap in to this blue pole sword here, and not really able to find a favorable fight for himself. As we take a look here, somebody's got Yang depletion. I can't tell who, because we are on the aerial view here. It's probably Ali with the Yang depletion, if I had to guess, as they now turn and look down onto OC Zhang Yu, as well as Railgun. Railgun in a very good situation here. He can just force these fights because he has that Vermilion Birds. He has that safety net. Even if he dies here, it doesn't set him back all that much. So Railgun trying to find an elimination and put pressure on while he has a safety net.
Even with that, though, Ali is able to hit the Terracotta Warrior and immediately starts to distance himself away from this fight here. Massive climb, trying to separate for as long and as far as possible here, but it looks like Zhang Yu is going to be able to go on the chase here. Doesn't look like he's going to give that up as T25 hits on a massive, beautiful jump parry onto S-Rail, and S-Rail sadly gets caught on the wall and is not able to dip out. And sadly does get finished in claim here. Zhang Yu is going to be able to get the switcheroo onto Ego. Ego dangerously low here, gets scattered around from all areas as he pops the ulti and gets out of dodge in the best way possible. The question is it going to be enough? He's scrambling in the air. He's trying to rotate. He's like, he's trying to get away, and it looks like he's able to pop some heals to keep himself alive. Unbelievable. Ego, how do you do it? How do you do it, man? As he gets caught in between the poison, not the best place to be, as it looks like he has 3 against 1. It is Rexy, it is T225, it is Fang. Fang dangerously low, but Ego! Sadly, the poison snatches him away. Fang comes through, immediately starts putting in the massive paws onto T225 here, and it looks like they're both going to be fighting this out here. Rexy on the right side here with the katana. Katana right click comes through. Looks like he has that nice little bit of that. And also check to see if you have a code for the game. If you don't have a code, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. We got 3 more codes await for you, so that way you can use these as Xxin is able to get his 6th elimination. This man is 6 elims deep right now.
Yeah, absolutely going crazy. Jteam.Xxin here showing us what he was talking about. And here's the thing, you know, Xxin talked about this a little bit during our startup here to the day. What he's doing, a little bit of smack talking about how good his micro skill is in the game, referring to how good, you know, his combos are, his juggles, being able to animation cancel, things like that. And he absolutely does have that. There's never in question for Jteam.Xxin, right? The thing that he always struggled with into solos was his decision making. His decision making has already been much better today. He's been able to put points on the board consistently, and now he's playing a comfort pick here on Tarka, and because of that, the aggressions come through. He's played very strongly. He's been able to find eliminations time and time again, and this could be our highest scoring game today. If Xxin takes us all the way to the end, there's 8 players left alive. He's looking to go into a realm of Yang here. He could potentially pick up his 7th elimination here, using the longsword to buy himself some space here. He's got that legendary soul jade for it. He is able to find himself into the realm. He's going to be going head to head here with Wolves. Kaibao on a little bit of a shield disadvantage, but has the better longsword, whereas Xxin only rocking the purple longsword here. It's going to be very interesting, kind of matched in terms of gear because of this. Kaibao able to find a huge early shot here. Tarka are going to go airborne here with the longsword. There comes the juggle. Kaibao needs to find their ultimate very soon, but the juggle continues into the charged vertical shot there coming out of the longsword. And because he's got that soul jade, it's more than enough damage off of waves 1 and 2 for Xxin to pick up the elimination. That's 7 elimination under Jteam.Xxin here, and if he takes this all the way, it's going to be a huge game for him. T225 here going to drop the pillar to buy himself a little bit of advantage. Feng going to find the bubble, though, coming on to T225. T225 going to be forced to hop into the mech, as we do see Feng give chase. Feng going to back off and just take the opportunity, though, to take the box. T225 looking for an opportunity. Nobody wants to let T225 find it, though. They're potting up in the mech, but still getting shot. Now we're going to see the dagger coming in. I do believe that was an assassin's lunge that comes through from Alliance's Jin. Jin going to be on the receiving end of the cannon here. Multiple shots coming through onto Jin. Only the first connecting those. Jin's able to find some cover. T225 using these dual blades here to create as much movement as possible. While we continue to see players give chase here, T225 able to find the scale rush, knock them bot side here, and buy themselves a little bit of breathing room. But Wolves Kai Bao comes in from the other window, and T225 needs to go ahead and get the heck out of dodge. We do see a lovely bounty there, and it's Alliance of Jin who's gonna pick it up. The question is, who does it go on? And actually goes on to KLA's Fang. Fang close enough for the bounty to drop on to them, as now we see Fang inside here, just looking to buy some space, able to find a pot off, get the reset, holding on to that bubble. Railgun going topside, continuing the chase here. The bubble does come down from Fang now, gets popped by Railgun so that the bubble goes off because of the changes made to the bubble there for Jteam.Xxin. And Wolves Kai Bao, with only one elimination under their belt, still looking to aggressively make something happen here, because they have 2 minutes and 30 seconds before Yang depletion kills them. Jteam, not an easy target here for them to pick off with such limited time remaining. They do have that legendary longsword. If they can get some work in here, though, they might be able to pick up an elimination and keep themselves in the game, but nobody wants to give Kai Bao the opportunity to engage here. They would rather just see him die to the depletion. Why bother fighting if you can just eliminate himself here? T225, though, gonna lock him down there with those dual blades. We're gonna see the F come out from Kai Bao. Kai Bao, that timer just ticking down. Cannon shots coming in from Fang. Fang coming in, gonna take advantage of how low Kai Bao is here. Kai Bao going to be forced to mech up here, finding himself on the receiving end. That assassin's lunge, putting in absolute work onto Kai Bao. Kai Bao forced to deep mech there as so many players come through and just blitz the HP bar down from the mech. Kai Bao, no shields, almost no HP. And it's Jteam.Xxin who picks up their 8th elimination.
Xxin just, he just snapped.
He's built different. He's just built different.
He snapped. He called upon his boys. He locked in, he put his head down, and he said, I am a monster. Let me show you how to get it done here. Beautiful parry coming in as he shuts down Shi Yang from earlier here, as we look towards the replay here, trying to get him not to go through the portal here, as he ends up getting him inside. Yanks him from the inside here, and he gets another elimination onto the King here. As we're looking back at the King now, who's just sitting pretty and just decides not to engage on any more fights. He has 8 eliminations. He doesn't need to force anything if he necessarily has to. I don't even think Rexy knows that he's even there. Maybe he does, as Xxin decides to back off here. But Xxin, with 8 eliminations, 12.2 on the board, this is the pop-off that we needed to see and that we love to see in these games currently. Rexy all the way down towards the bottom here. This is insane performance coming in as T225 trying to hold it together. Look like he's about to get ready to summon the ulti, but actually, yes, he does. As now he's going to try to see if maybe he can force himself to back off and separate away from the rest of the pack here. As Fang is going to go for a nice joyride, parrying onto him, and Fang wants this energy. He wants to push in. He wants all the smoke.
Yeah, T225 here, able to get some pots off. Going to be forced to D-mech, though. He's bought himself a little bit of space, but Fang and Rexy giving chase here. Railgun not far behind, and Jteam.Xxin apparently never one to miss out on the opportunity to pick up an elimination. Also close by. The entire lobby's here. Now it's Fang who goes low. The attention has swapped. This is what I've talked about in the past. If you want to survive these situations, you need to get another player low, and that's exactly what happens. Railgun going to pick up the elimination there on to Fang, and it buys T225 all the space in the world to reset. Running away is extremely hard when you've got sharks like this in the lobby, but if you're able to put somebody else low, all of a sudden those sharks will turn their attention away from you. T225 here, not the one who puts our other player low there, but capitalizes on it to find a full reset and is looking to get back into this game. They do have 3 eliminations under their belt. At this point, I don't think it's possible for them to take first place away from Jteam.Xxin. Even if Xxin was eliminated here, he has so many points under his belt and he's top 5. The multiplier and just how many points he has is going to give him first place, but that doesn't mean T225 doesn't want as many points under his belt and a big second place finish, right? So T225 being able to get away there, able to get the reset is huge for them if they want to continue to put points on the board, especially because T225 is towards the top of our overall standings currently.
Overall standings are going to look very nice for Xxin. Xxin has been playing really well for these first 2 games already. He's gotten some kills on the board for each of these games here. So getting 8 eliminations, and if he gets a top place score, this could be a massive jump for him. Overall, I think within these games, it's going to be a real good look for him. Overall here, as we're looking in towards this game, is Jin. Looks like he's just taking his time here, trying not to get caught up by another player here as he's still working around here. Xxin towards the bottom, Rexy all the way up top, getting a beautiful view of what's going on here. Let's see what's going on here in terms of what's next here. I'm surprised no one has actually tried to do anything in terms of range here, but we got 7 seconds left on the clock for the circle to close in here, and we have 5 players alive, and it's only the start to close of circle number 4. This was a very aggressive game, and Xxin clearly is the culprit for why there's so many people that are not here in this final circle.
Yeah, Xxin putting in absolute work here. And here's the thing, is every single player that gets eliminated just makes his score go higher at this point because of those huge multipliers. The higher he goes up, and we have to talk about this, he has a 12.7 game score. If he was to be eliminated right now, he would still have the highest single scoring game of the day if he were to be eliminated right now. Absolutely massive game coming in here from Jteam.Xxin, but we're gonna see things slow down pretty heavily here because we are down to 5 players and it's only zone 5 being collapsed on, right? We've seen 8 to 9 players alive in zone 7, right? Nobody wants to go in and take that fight against Xxin right now. We're gonna see a lot of this. We're gonna see Alliance's Jin up here poking with the musket, a lot of repairs coming through. T225 here, most notably, only has a single repair kit left, right? They need to be very careful with their resource management, as there's not a lot of resources for these players to get back here. And Jteam.Xxin, more than happy to just tilt topside here. He's got the zone, he's got circle, he's got high ground, he's got coverage for himself.
Yeah,
and he has the most kills in the lobby right now. He is sitting very pretty as we get ready to see zone 5 push into zone 6 in the next 60 seconds. We're probably just going to see a lot of tree riding going on here. A lot of these players just chilling. Jin just, holding on to that space, buying themselves a little space. Look at this. This is smart. Sees nobody's pushing for the rotation. Decides, okay, hey, I'll go take the treetop rotation over here where I'm in circle and I don't have to move once players start to push in. I have the space. They have to push into me now. I like this sort of decision-making here from Alliance's Jin. Jin, though, only 1 elimination under the belt, needs to start thinking about capitalizing on some aggression here as some of these players go low. Still a great decision to come out from Jin, but they just need to back it up with some eliminations so that they can get as many points as possible. T225 chilling here, pretty far from the circle, but has a lot of safety and a lot of time before the zone starts collapsing. He's also on the wide side of the circle, so he can just kind of laissez-faire walk it into the circle. If you will, because many of the other players are going to be forced in first. Like Ventus's Reki, very, very high up in that tree on the backside. But here goes zone pushing in. So Rexy now going to be forced to move forward. T225's not going to waste any time. He sees the other players starting to come in and sees that they're going to take the high ground to push in. He's just going to go and take this low ground where he's very safe, because he doesn't have to worry about those high ground players giving up their high ground to push into him. And sure enough, there he is. He's in the backside of the circle there. He's holding on to that low ground, and now he can play gatekeeper for anybody who decides to drop in onto the low ground when there's no extra high ground for them to take. T225 setting themselves up very well here with some good decision making. We have to see if he's going to be able to capitalize on it, though.
Let's hope that he does, though. Sometimes capitalization can be a little bit harder when everyone else is playing like a lowercase. Get it? We're going to be able to look in towards this Rexy. Pops his ulti here, trying to see if maybe he can get some free heals out of this, but sadly he's not able to, as actually his heals get decimated even more. Might not have been the best call to make here, as Rexy dangerously low, using this bridge for any type of defense as possible. But it looks like Jin is going to come through and claim the elimination onto Rexy. Jin finally able to get some more eliminations on the board here as T225 is able to knock back, pop his ulti. The massive mech mayhem coming through as he pops up top here, able to get himself away from the pack here. And it looks like he's going to be able to go for his shield, trying to see if he can get any type of heals as well here, as Xxin trying to use his bow to get anything here. Rockets hitting in on each side here, as Xxin is just going to try to dodge hits each time. Looks like he does get hit by something. Yeah, unfortunate though is
I was going to say, again, we talked about how Jin pushed in early, took that high ground, and he was able to capitalize on it exactly like I was talking about. He sees another player pushing in and gets low and is just able to slide in, pick up the free elimination. He does give up his high ground for it, but he's able to back immediately out of that fight, picks up the elimination, and is still alive here. The high ground lost, but Jin capitalizing on it, going to top 4 with the second elimination is huge. And then Jin also finds his high ground back again as well. He's sitting very pretty right now. Jin playing this very well, but still Jteam.Xxin just has such a dominating lead. And I want you to see what one position difference makes. Jteam.Xxin was at 12.7 points. One person is eliminated. He's not even the person who eliminates him, and he goes from 12.7 to 13.5, right?
Right.
Xxin literally can just chill, right? He doesn't have to take fights he doesn't want to. Every single elimination, whether he's picking it up or not, is going to be massive for him because of the number of kills he's already picked up here. Now, that said, Xxin going very low here. Going to be forced to pop the Tarkle, looks for a pot here, is able to find one, is able to find two. Going to go ahead and end the Tarkle, holds on to 46% of his rage there, is going to find the third pot off for his HP, finds the fourth pot off, gets the full reset, as we see Jin from Alliance coming in and picking up a railgun, and we're going to see Xxin go to 14 points. Alliance's Jin here really capitalizing on everything he set up here. Just that original rotation to the top side where he's just able to take that high ground. He's able to force the players to come in onto him, buying him all sorts of space right now. He's able to get a full reset off of this. He's coming into the cannon. T225 is going extremely low from these cannon shots. Jin forcing in onto them. We're top 3 players left alive, and Xxin can just wait this out. Again, every single elimination buys him more points. He's going to drop down, unfortunately, into Alliance Jin. Jin's going to find the time to demech as Xxin falls and get some huge hits onto him, but Xxin going to find the time to reset yet again. This treehouse paying dividends for these players in terms of reset. That was a funky interaction. Not quite sure how T225 actually connected onto Xxin there. I'm just assuming the hitbox extended, but Jin is going to find Xxin with the merciless havoc into the zone. There's no real place for him to go. He pops the F, but he's stuck there. Jin, against all odds, gets picked up and eliminated here. He still is going to be walking away the MVP. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, but we're going to see T225 going head-to-head here with Alliance's Jin. And I think Jin absolutely sets himself up great here. He picks up a ton of eliminations. T225, though, is going to take that bigger second-place finish that he wanted, that we were talking about earlier. Something much needed for him here because he is towards the top of the order. And he takes the high ground, knowing that the other players are going to have to be pushed into him, and is able to capitalize on players who get